Hi guys, hope you are doing good and keeping safe. My name is Atisha and today I will be in conversation with Nikita Motwani on another exciting episode of my podcast. Nikita is a communication coach and an entrepreneur. From being a stage shy girl to recently participating in TEDx circles, the journey wasn't easy for her. She's the founder of Ace Potential Unleashed, where thousands of people are groomed in public speaking and communication. On this podcast, we talked about why public speaking is an important skill, some do's and don'ts for anyone speaking in public, and she also shared some communication secrets. On the final and 19th round, I asked her some questions regarding her personal growth and personal life. I believe there are a lot of key takeaways for you guys from this podcast. So make sure you listen to this till the very end. And guys, if you like this episode, make sure to follow, subscribe my channel on Spotify, YouTube, or from whatever platform you are getting this episode. Hi, Nitika. Thanks for joining in today. How are you doing?
Thank you so much, Atisha. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic and really excited for this conversation. I have already introduced you in the beginning of this episode, but I would like you to introduce yourself to my listeners and audience.
Okay, fine. So I'll start by saying my name, and I'm so proud of it that I am Lady Nikita Samtani. I am the founder of Ace Potential Unleashed. I am not the person, I was not the person who you are listening or watching right now. I used to be another human being altogether, very shy, timid kind of a person, hesitant, underconfident, have loads of self-doubts on her. But gradually, life made me learn it the hard way, I would say. I have learned the lessons and I am what I am today. An entrepreneur, a coach, a mentor for several people. That's what Nikita is all about.
That is really amazing. The journey is so amazing and so inspiring. I want to deep dive in your journey and ask you, what made you leave your comfortable corporate job and get into this business of training and coaching?
Okay. Again, I would say these were the life circumstances thrown at me. I was working even after my marriage into the corporate world. But soon I conceived. I worked for around 2 trimesters. And in the last trimester, I had to leave the corporate job because of the hectic schedule. And then when I was on the post-pregnancy break, then I used to give it a thought like, how would I start my second innings of the career? What should I do? Should I go for a full-time job? Will I be able to manage my family and the newly born kid? So there was a lot of questions happening in my mind. And again, I had to take a decision at that time. I want to give time to the baby, to the family. I want to kickstart my career all over again. So then finally I decided to, build something of my own, which will allow me flexible timings. The only condition was that I should get flexible timings to, allocate my time to various other roles I play. So that's how Ace Potential Unleashed happened. I used to work for I started working like 1 hour a day, then the time limit increased. So that's how the journey started.
So tell me more about your training coaching business, Ace Unleashed Potential. If you can throw some more light, what exactly you are trying to do through your startup and what is your aim, how you want to impact life through it?
Fine. I am a communications coach. I always say I am your communications coach. So now communications happens 2 ways, Atisha. One is the external communication that is reflected through your personality, the way you talk, the way you walk, the way you sit, the way you interact with people, the way you present your thoughts. How confident are you in doing all of that? So these are the aspects of external communication of one's person. So I groom people. So basically I do the personality grooming or development. I take up soft skills courses for corporate and for the university or the college going students. So I look into their external communication aspects with the help of the courses like personality development, public speaking, confidence building. And then the second aspect of communication is the internal communication, which is happening in the brain 24/7. The time of the day you wake up till the time of the day you sleep again, there are numerous thoughts running into our mind. And science says there is an average of 12,000 to 60,000 thoughts a person thinks in the entire day. So here is the main communication going on inside of your brain. and you need to train the brain bolo ya tame the brain bolo. You have to be mindful of what are your thoughts, why are you thinking them, what are you judging, why are you judging. So I help people sorting out their mental thoughts, removing the clutter in their minds with the help of scientific tools like neuro linguistic programming, that is NLP, the tools of conscious living and mindfulness. So these are the two aspects of communication which I help people overcome with. That's why I call myself as their communications coach. So if you have any need related to your communication, I'm just a message away.
That is really, amazing. So why do you think public speaking is such an important and necessary skill like math, science, history, and why everyone should learn how to how to speak in English, or how to, speak in front of a crowd?
Okay. So Atisha, now the times have changed completely. It was like पहले कैसा होता था कि अगर आपने कुछ अचीव किया है तो उस सर पे मत चढ़ने दो, या अपने बारे में बताओ मत ज्यादा बोल बोल के, या तो आप मुंह में मिट्ठू बनने लगोगे, अपनी मुंह से खुद की तारीफ करने लगोगे. बट नाउ द टाइम्स हैव चेंज्ड टू, जब तक आप अपने बारे में बताओगे नहीं, लोगों को पता ही नहीं चलेगा कि आप में क्या क्वालिटीज हैं. अब जमाना वो आ गया है. जब तक आप बताओगे नहीं, लोगों को पता नहीं चलेगा आप क्या काम कर रहे हो, कितने अवार्ड्स एंड एक्कलेड्स आपने जीते हैं, या आप इतने इंपॉर्टेंट भी हो या नहीं हो, वो भी सिर्फ तब पता चलता है जब आप बोलने पे आते हो. सो ऑल ऑफ द स्किल्स एट वन प्लेस. अगर आप मैथ्स में महारत हासिल कर लिए, आप साइंस लेके एक बहुत अच्छे साइंटिस्ट बन गए, या आप एक फेमस हिस्टोरियन बन गए जो हिस्ट्री को स्टडी करते हैं या जो आर्कियोलॉजी को स्टडी करते हैं. But then too, when you win something, you have to come out to give your victory speeches. You have to come out and motivate people. All of this will happen through communication, that is speaking in front of public. या इसका दूसरा एस्पेक्ट भी देखो, चाहे आप जॉब करो, अपना इंपॉर्टेंस बताने के लिए आपको बोलना ही पड़ता है. या अगर आप बिजनेसमैन हैं, एंटरप्रेन्योर हैं, तो आपका पाला पड़ेगा फाइनेंशियल इंटरमीडियरीज से लोन्स लेने के लिए, तो भी आपको बात करनी है. आपका पाला पड़ेगा कस्टमर्स से फीडबैक लेने के लिए, तो भी आपको बात करनी है. आपका पाला पड़ेगा एम्प्लॉइज से उनकी लॉयल्टी बरकरार रखने के लिए, तो भी आपको बात ही करनी है. So now the times are such that communication has become the survival skill. No matter what field are you in, no matter what is your age, you have to speak about yourself. There is this famous quotation in Gujarati which says, "बोले बिना बोर बेचा है." जब तक आप बोलोगे नहीं, तब तक आपके बेर कोई खरीदेगा भी नहीं. So it's all about how you speak, the way you speak, how you present yourself, that will make or break your personality in the long run. So that's why the importance of communication has increased multifold. Now that communication by default happens in public.
So what are some things to keep in mind when speaking in public? क्या चीजों को ध्यान रखना चाहिए in terms of body language, in terms of eye contact? So what are the things which everyone should keep in mind जब किसी से कोई बात कर रहा हो?
ठीक है, जब ऑडियंस आपको सुनने के लिए सामने बैठती है, सो दे आर कमिंग देयर टू लर्न समथिंग फ्रॉम यू, टू हियर फ्रॉम यू, और टू गेट मोटिवेटेड बाय यू. सो यू हैव टू ऑलवेज कीप इन माइंड द बेनिफिट ऑफ द ऑडियंस, कि उनके बेनिफिट के लिए आपके पास क्या है. अपने स्पीच, अपना जो भी आप डिलीवर कर रहे हैं कंटेंट, वो हमेशा ऑडियंस का बेनिफिट देखते हुए आपको बनाना चाहिए. दैट व्हाट आर द टेक अवेज द ऑडियंस विल टेक फ्रॉम इट. एंड अगर आपको मोटिवेट करना है तो व्हाट विल बी योर मोटिवेटिंग स्टेटमेंट, सो दैट दे स्टिक इन द माइंड ऑफ द ऑडियंस. सबसे पहला तो पॉइंट ये है दैट यू हैव टू बी लिसनर बेनिफिट स्पेसिफिक होना चाहिए आपका स्पीच. Second of all, when it comes to eye contact, Atisha, the common problem which everybody faces is like कि हमें स्टेज पे जाके डर लगता है. We cannot match the eye contact with the audience. अब एक बात गौर करने की यहाँ पे ये है कि कोई दो इंसान एक जैसे नहीं होते. ठीक है, एक माँ के दो बच्चे जन्मे भी एक जैसे नहीं होते. तो सोचने की बात ये है कि सबको पब्लिक स्पीकिंग से रिलेटेड कॉमन फेयर आता कहाँ से है. Why are they fearful कि हम ऑडियंस की आंखों में नहीं देख सकते, या we fear of standing on the stage? Why? So this has a history, this has an example. This is the genetic disorder which we all have been born with. इसके लिए मैं आपको थोड़ा पीछे लेके जाना चाहती हूँ. आदि मानव काल में, the ape age, the ape era, हम लोग सब ape से इवॉल्व होके यहाँ तक पहुंचे हैं. So जब आदि मानव रहा करते थे जंगलों में, उनका सोर्स ऑफ लाइट होता था रात को वो फायर जो वो जलाते थे. पूरा दिन भर तो ठीक है, At the end of the day, in the darkness, उनको सिर्फ एक ही डर लगता था, the fear of being eaten by wild animals. इसके अलावा उनको कोई fear नहीं होता था, because they were living with the wildlife in the forests only, until they were evolved to have a more sorted out brains to apply. Their only fear was the predators, and they will be killed and be eaten by the predators. So जो वो घूरती निगाहों का जो डर था, वो जेनेटिकली इवॉल्व होके हम सब में इस तरीके से आया है, दैट जब भी हम लोग पब्लिक के सामने खड़े रहते हैं, वो घूरती निगाहें हमें इसलिए डरा देती हैं. That's the genetic default in every human being. That's why the problem is same. सब लोग यही बोलेंगे कि हमें स्टेज पे जाके डर लगता है, हम ऑडियंस से आई कांटेक्ट नहीं कर सकते. So this is the underlying reason to it. But you have to maintain the eye contact with the audience. इसका एक ट्रिक होता है छोटा सा. If you are having the fear of looking in their eyes, look on their foreheads. वो ये इंप्रेशन देता है कि आप आई कांटेक्ट बनाए रखे हो, तो आप खुद भी अपनी नर्वसनेस को कंट्रोल कर सकते हो, प्लस ये मैसेज भी जा रहा है दैट यू आर मेंटेनिंग द आई कांटेक्ट विद द पीपल. सो अगेन इट्स अ विन विन सिचुएशन. करेक्ट. नाउ व्हाट इफ यू आर स्टैंडिंग ऑन द स्टेज एंड यू सडनली टर्न ब्लैंक आउट, या आप फ्रीज हो गए, आप कुछ बोल ही नहीं पा रहे. Excuse yourself for a water break, or you can randomly ask questions from people कि जितना पोर्शन आपने अभी तक कवर अप कर लिया है उसमें से उनको कोई डाउट है या नहीं, या उनका अलर्टनेस चेक करने के लिए आप सामने से उनसे कुछ क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हैं कि ये मैंने अभी समझाया था एंड दिस इज अ रिलेटेबल क्वेश्चन, कैन एनीबॉडी आंसर. सो उससे क्या इंप्रेशन जाएगा, आप डरे हुए हो वो सामने वाले को पता नहीं चलेगा, आप ब्लैंक आउट हो गए हो वो भी सामने वाले को पता नहीं चलेगा, and you will get ample time to gather yourself up and start speaking again in front of them. So again, these are the, we call it presence of mind, कि आप वो situation को कितना बेहतर stage पे खड़े रह के deal कर सकते हो. So these are the minor things which कोई बताएगा नहीं, but this will come only with experience. Now, public speaking is a skill which cannot be learned through textbooks or PDF documents or hardbound books. It can only come when you go out there, start speaking, taking initiatives to participate, come out of your comfort zones, come out of your cocoons and be out there loud, talk to people, initiate conversations. Only then your public speaking skills will improve. Otherwise not.
This is really fascinating. My next question is on the same line. What are the things someone should avoid to do when speaking in public? We talked about what are the things one should do, but what are some things to avoid when you are speaking in front of a crowd?
Okay. अगर ऑडियंस आपको सुनने के लिए आई है तो इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि आप अपना सारा इंफॉर्मेशन सामने वाले पे डंप कर दो. अवॉइड डंपिंग ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन ऑन पीपल. Give only those chunks of people which they can understand or which you can clarify again and again in the doubt solving time. Do not dump the information onto the audience. Second is, if you want to crack a joke or involve humor in your speeches, just make sure that your joke is humorous enough. क्योंकि अगर एक जोक पे आपको हंसी आती है तो जरूरी नहीं है वो जोक पे सामने वाले को भी उतनी हंसी आए, until you are कपिल शर्मा जिसके सारे जोक्स ले लिए जाते हैं. So make sure to avoid unnecessary humor. Don't involve humor for the sake of including it. Your humor should be rational and relevant to the topic. So these are the two basic things which you should avoid while public speaking. Even you should check your speed and the tempo at which you are speaking. आप एक thought बोल रहे हो, उसको register करने के लिए audience को time दीजिए. पहला thought register हो जाने दीजिए, उसके बाद second thought, third thought, ऐसे चलिए. Rather than rattling off your entire speech in one go will make the audience, cautious or nervous. उनको कुछ समझ में नहीं आएगा, उनका attention टूट जाएगा, and you will appear as a poor speaker. So again, your speed and your tempo, the rate of your speed at which you're talking should be in check.
So the next question which I want to ask you is, if there's a statistics related to communication, that communication is 60% body language, 15 to 20% eye contact, and only 10% the actual words spoken. So what is your take on this? And we are living in a online world. We are working from home. Everything is online. Everything is on Zoom or Google Meets or other video conferencing platform. So how can one make sure that he's making the impact through public speaking? Was, in video call, you can't show your body language or you can't do your gestures and all. People can't see you fully. So how can one ensure that the communication is impactful, even if it's in an online medium or a virtual medium?
Okay, you have to rehearse whatever you have prepared. पहला तो आपका content solid होना चाहिए. It should have the quality in it. Rather than making those lengthy speeches and unnecessary debateful question and answers in your speeches, make sure the content which you have prepared is full of quality, is helpful to the audience. Second, when it comes to online meetings and when it is your turn to keep silent, keep yourself on silent mode, तो भी आप अपने बॉडी लैंग्वेज से, जेस्चर्स से सामने वाले को अप्रिशिएट कर सकते हो. Since I say only 7% is the overall statistics of vocal words, oral words comprise only of the 7% of the entire communication process. 58% is given to non-verbal communication. Non-verbal communication का एक aspect होता है gestures. Gestures can be a thumbs up, well done, or something I like, or the clapping of hands is also a gesture. Now, for making all of these gestures, it is not necessary that you speak. Correct? So in a Zoom meeting, if there is another person speaking, you can always show your support by clapping hands or by giving them a thumbs up. ये वो हो गया कि आपने बोले बिना भी बहुत कुछ कह दिया, सामने वाले को सपोर्ट और मोटिवेट भी कर दिया, प्लस जितने लोग आपको देखेंगे सबकॉन्शियसली उनके दिमाग में आप रजिस्टर हो जाओगे that this person was doing something to support the speaker. So that's the power of non-verbal communication. चाहे वो online meeting हो या offline, the power of non-verbal communication should never be underestimated.
That is really fascinating, and these are some really cool hacks. What are some other hacks which one can follow when speaking, virtually or on a platform like Zoom? और क्या चीजें कर सकते हैं apart from these hacks which you mentioned?
Okay, Zoom is all about, see, when the person is speaking, the rest of the people have to turn off their audios. First thing, these are the etiquettes. Turn off the audio, but don't turn off the videos. You have to show your support by being visible on the screen. आप अपना वीडियो भी ऑफ कर देते हो, that will never be considered as a good digital etiquette. So always have your videos on until and unless it is told to turn them off because of the bandwidth. Bandwidth के या technical issues जो होते हैं, जब तक आपको नहीं बोला जाए वीडियो ऑफ करने के लिए, तब तक अपना वीडियो चालू रखिए. This will come under the digital etiquettes. Moreover, जब आप बोलते हो Zoom पे, तो possibility है कि जो बहुत सारे participants आपको सुन रहे हैं, उनका ध्यान कहीं और चला जाए, क्योंकि फिजिकली आमने सामने बैठ के आप अपने आई कांटेक्ट से, आप अपने जेस्चर्स से उनको रोक के रख सकते हो. बट व्हाट ऑनलाइन? तो रैंडमली किसी का नाम लेकर क्वेश्चन पूछ लिया, क्योंकि आप सबके नाम स्क्रीन पे दिख जाते हैं कि कौन सी स्क्रीन से कौन लॉग्ड इन है, तो आप पर्टिकुलरली नाम लेके उनसे क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हैं टू कीप देम मेंटली अलर्ट एंड अटेंटिव एंड इनटू द कॉन्वर्सेशन व्हेन ऑनलाइन प्लेटफॉर्म इज कंसर्न्ड. बाकी ऑनलाइन प्लेटफॉर्म के अपने लिमिटेशंस हैं ही, उसमें आप ज्यादा कुछ नहीं कर सकते अपार्ट फ्रॉम शोइंग कर्टसी. नाउ देयर इज दिस ऑप्शन ऑफ चैट बॉक्स ऑल्सो. जब आपको लगे कि आपको कुछ बोलना है, तो देयर आर दोज इंडिकेशंस ऑफ रेजिंग अ हैंड टू आस्क योर डाउट, और देयर इज द क्लैपिंग ऑफ हैंड्स इमोजी. When you do not want to make gestures yourself, you can use these emote icons to be into the communication. या आपको लगता है कि बीच में डिस्टर्ब नहीं करना चाहिए, तो चैट बॉक्स में भी आप अपना क्वेश्चन, क्वेरी, फीडबैक जो भी है वो डाल सकते हैं, ताकि जो स्पीकर है वो एट ईज बाद में वो क्वेश्चन या क्वेरी को एड्रेस कर सके. So all of these will come under the digital etiquettes. Moreover, do not write anything that you repent later. कुछ भी ऐसा मत डालिए जिसकी वजह से आपको बाद में पछताना पड़े कि आपने ऐसा क्यों बोल दिया था, because all of these video and audio records can be used against you in the court of law. This is also the power of online platforms, I would say. So be mindful of that.
So there's another question I want to ask you. It is often said that to be a good speaker, you have to be a good listener. So if you can throw some light on this statement and share your insight on this.
Sure, why not? इसकी शुरुआत मैं बॉलीवुड मूवी थी बॉर्डर, उसके एक डायलॉग से करूंगी. इट इज सेड कि हम ही हम है तो क्या हम है, तुम ही तुम हो तो क्या तुम हो. जब तक हम सिर्फ बोलते ही रहेंगे तो हमारे पास सिर्फ उतना ही लिमिटेड नॉलेज होगा जो हमारा है, जो हमने इकट्ठा किया है अपने एक्सपीरियंस, ऑब्जर्वेशंस या पढ़ाई करके. जब हम लोग सुनते हैं तो हम लोग सामने वाले के भी एक्सपीरियंसेस, ऑब्जर्वेशंस, उनका नॉलेज अक्वायर कर सकते हैं. तो अगर हम सिर्फ बोलते रहे तो हमारे पास एक लिमिटेड पूल ऑफ नॉलेज है. एंड इफ वी लिसन, if we are good listeners, then we have the pool, the knowledge, everything which other people have to offer. So that's the power of the statement, which goes like, to be a good speaker, you have to be a good listener first.
Very, very well communicated. This is a very good statement which you just said or mentioned, a dialogue which you mentioned. I'm also a very big fan of Sunny Deol and Border, so
Yeah.
excellent quote to live by.
Correct.
Most of the audience of this podcast is college grad. So my next question to you is, what are some tips or what are some hacks which one can use to master or to excel in an interview? So whenever there's an interview, we have those butterfly in our stomachs. We are so nervous. We are sweating. Our body's trembling or shaking. So if you can give some tips on cracking the interviews.
Correct. So one tip I would like to give to each and every person who will be appearing for their interviews for higher studies or for jobs is, आप नर्वस क्यों होते हो जब आपकी तैयारी नहीं हुई होती है? तैयारी कैसे होगी इंटरव्यूज की? आप तो अगर ये बोलो कि जो वो क्वेश्चन पूछेंगे हम तब आंसर करेंगे, तो इंटरव्यू की तैयारी कैसे करें? So there is this technique called shadow boxing. Shadow boxing involves asking all the probable questions you think that will be asked from you and then giving answers to them yourself. तो आप इंटरव्यू के एक दिन पहले रिहर्सल करेंगे, बीइंग द इंटरव्यूई का साइड भी और इंटरव्यूअर का साइड भी, asking all those questions जो आपको लगता है आपसे पूछे जाएंगे regarding your studies, regarding your percentage कि 10th में इतना था तो 12th में कम क्यों हुआ, जो भी क्रॉस क्वेश्चन आपके रिज्यूम से किया जा सकता है. जहां जहां आपको प्रोबेबिलिटी दिख रही है अपने खुद के रिज्यूम में कि यहाँ से क्वेश्चन निकल सकता है, वो क्वेश्चन आप अपने आप से खुद पूछिए एंड खुद ही एक दमदार आंसर प्रिपेयर करके जाइए. तो लास्ट मोमेंट पे अगर आपसे ये पूछा जाएगा तो आप ब्लैंक नहीं हो जाएंगे या नर्वस नहीं हो जाएंगे कि इसका जवाब मैं क्या दूं, क्योंकि आपकी तैयारी एक दिन पहले से ही की हुई होगी. देन अब टाइम पे पहुंचना है, कैसे कपड़े पहनने, इट्स कॉमन सेंस नाउ. ये सबको पता है कि टाइम पे पहले पहुंचना चाहिए 5 मिनट. तो मैं इससे एक स्टेप आगे जाके और ये भी बोलना चाहूंगी दैट व्हेन यू आर सिटिंग इन द वेटिंग एरिया, जब आप अपने चांस का वेट करते हैं, इंटरव्यू के चांस का, देयर आर सीसीटीवी कैमराज ऑल अराउंड यू. So interviewer sitting inside is watching you through all those CCTV cameras and your actual interview has started already from the waiting zone itself. आपका body language कैसा था, आप अपने फेलो पार्टिसिपेंट्स या फेलो इंटरव्यूईज से बात कर रहे थे या नहीं, या आप टेंशन में थे, ये सब उनको सीसीटीवी कैमरास में से दिख रहा है. सो ऑटोमेटिकली योर मार्किंग हैज स्टार्ट फ्रॉम देयर इटसेल्फ. सो बी माइंडफुल एंड टू कीप योर नर्वसनेस लेवल्स इन चेक, kindly engage in conversations with the people sitting next to you in the waiting areas. That will keep your nervousness in check, will make you a good listener and ultimately a good speaker at the interview time. Moreover, जिनको बहुत सारे एक्सेसरीज पहनने की आदत हो, एक्सेसरीज कान में पहने जा सकते हैं, गले में पहने जा सकते हैं, आपके हाथों में पहने जा सकते हैं, फिंगर्स में पहने जा सकते हैं. Keep your accessories in check. You are not going for a fashion parade. Remember, ये सारे accessories आप पूरी जिंदगी पहन सकते हो, but आपके accessories पे भी question किए जा सकते हैं. If you are wearing multiple rings, maybe astrological rings like I am wearing right now, so questions यहाँ से भी निकल के आ सकते हैं. क्या आप superstitious है जो astrology में believe करती हैं? So all of these give the probability to the interviewer to ask questions like this. तो बॉल को अपने पास रखिए और इंटरव्यूअर को नहीं, आपको डिसाइड करना है कि इंटरव्यू का डायरेक्शन कहाँ जाना है. सो दीज आर सम हैक्स टू कीप योर इंटरव्यू प्रोसेस अ सक्सेसफुल वन.
Communication is extremely important when you are working in a corporate, when you are working for someone. So correct. Any tips or hacks for working professionals for improving their communication skills, or when they're talking to their colleagues or talking to their bosses or talking within teams?
Okay. Now, talking to other people requires patience. Rather than words, I would say the communication requires patience when you're talking to others. Be it in your professional settings, to your fellow colleagues, to your immediate bosses or supervisors, to your ultimate boss, or be it the canteen wala of the office even. Now, India is a country where you have the freedom of speech. You can say anything, you can say everything to anybody or everybody. It's just the tone with which you say which will matter. एक बात एक टोन में किसी को बुरी भी लग सकती है, अगर उसी बात का टोन चेंज किया जाए तो वो फुल्ली एक्सेप्ट भी की जा सकती है. दैट इज द पावर ऑफ द टोनल क्वालिटी ऑफ योर वर्ड्स. सो अगर प्रोफेशनली आपको रिश्ते लॉन्ग लास्टिंग करने हैं तो वर्ड्स पे नहीं, टोन पे ध्यान दीजिए कि किस टोन में या किस लहजे में आपने सामने वाले को वो बात कही थी. दैट विल अल्टीमेटली मेक और ब्रेक योर रिलेशन विद द अदर पर्सन. वन प्राइम हैक, इससे पूरा पजल सॉल्व हो जाता है.
Okay, I want to ask you a personal question, something related to me. So I'm an introvert come extrovert. So when it comes to having a one-to-many conversation, I'm good at it. If I have to speak in front of many people, I have to give webinars or conduct podcasts like this with an agenda, I am good at it. But when it comes to maybe having a conversation without any agenda with my friends, with someone I don't know, with a stranger, it gets difficult for me. So any tips or any advice for people who are introvert, who are somewhat extrovert, so any tips or any hacks to improve those type of conversations?
Okay, these are called small talks. Satish, आप कैसे हो, वेदर कैसा है, आपका पॉलिटिकल इंक्लिनेशन क्या है, यूजुअली पार्टीज में चर्चा का विषय यही होता है. एंड दीज आर ब्रॉडली क्लासिफाइड अंडर शैलो टॉक्स. Now, some people have the personalities that they do not like to engage in shallow talks at all. किसी को अच्छा लगता ही नहीं है फालतू में बात करना या without any agenda बात करना, जैसे आप कहते हो. So some personalities, if they are not meant to do shallow talks, should not involve themselves कि ही हा करा या अपने आप को present mark कराने के लिए एक आध दो जन से बात कर ली. If you are a person who wants to stick to meaningful talks, productive talks or purposeful talks, be the person you are. You do not have to change yourself to fit into somebody else's shoes or fit yourself into some place or not. Don't feel guilty about it. Okay, now having said that, इसका दूसरा flip side ये रहता है कि work on yourself, make yourself more substantial. खुद को substantial बनाने का एक ही तरीका है, the work which you do. Like, for example, I'll take you. You are a podcaster, you are an MC, you are an anchor, you are a host, and you're working in corporate too. So, अपना substance इतना बढ़ा दो कि लोग खुद सामने से आके आपसे बात करें. तो आपको small talks में engage नहीं होना पड़ेगा. उनके questions देने पड़ेंगे जो आपके हिसाब से meaningful होंगे. तो इस तरीके से मेहनत मत करिए, मेहनत का तरीका उल्टा कर दीजिए. So again, you do not have to work on yourself. You just have to work on increasing the substance which you are already doing so that people come and talk to you themselves. For this, you do not have to change your personality at all.
That is really, fascinating. Really good advice to follow. Before I move to the enlightening round, one last question I want to ask you is, throughout your journey, we often think about giving up, leaving the thing and just being in a comfortable place. So what has been your constant source of motivation and inspiration? And what was that turning point, when you decided that you want to leave your corporate job and do something of your own and excel at it, keep the hard work going on? So what was one thing which keep you motivated and which keep you inspired to do your own stuff?
Okay. So, Atisha, it is a person is always known or remembered when they are gone, right? They can be known for good reasons. They can be known for bad reasons. It is up to the person how they lived their life and how they made others feel, correct? So, I wanted to leave a legacy statement for myself. I wanted to be remembered as a lady of grace and substance. That is my legacy statement. The grace will come with the help of the nature I have. And substance will again come by the work which I do. So there is always this legacy statement which I have stick inside my internal mind of what I want to be remembered as. That keeps me going. Some things I have learned the hard way. The life has been a roller coaster ride for me. Since I have learned it the hard way, I understand how important it is. And I want that nobody should, face all of these situations to learn certain lessons. So if I have learned the hard way, I am making it easier for the other people to learn it. So that is something which keeps me going. I want to help people to ease out learning the lessons which life may teach them the hard way, which I have gone through and which I would not like others to see. So that's one thing that keeps me going.
Wow, what a concept, having a legacy statement. This is amazing. This is really amazing. In fact, I was listening to a video of Robin Sharma a couple of days back. He talks about a very similar concept, brain tattoo. So find your vision statement, your life purpose, and tattoo it somewhere, or keep reminding yourself about that life purpose. That is really important. I believe you should always have a higher purpose in life, apart from all the materialistic things which you want to achieve. Always have that purpose in front of you, so you can be driven by that purpose instead of all the other materialistic goals and all the materialistic demands. That is really fascinating.
The materialistic things will automatically find their way and come to you. They will fit into your puzzle, right?
Correct. Absolutely correct. So now it's time for an enlightening round. I will be asking you some questions around your personal life and personal growth. So are you excited? Shall we go ahead?
Absolutely. This is giving me goosebumps now.
Let me start with the first question of the enlightening round. Which one app do you use the most on your smartphone?
Which one app do I use the most on my smartphone is WhatsApp.
Okay. Next one is, which one daily habit do you believe has been a game changer for you in your success journey?
It's the workouts I do. Workouts will give me the physical ease which my body wants. Plus, it relaxes my brain. And when my brain is relaxed, it works to the maximum potential. So daily workouts are the key to your successful running of my life.
Can you mention about your workout regime also? Are you a runner? Are you a gym goer? Or are you a yoga person?
I am more of a resistance training person. I have the equipments at home that clubbed with a certain yoga asana. So I merge resistance training and yoga asana together.
Wow, this sounds really amazing. This is really amazing. Okay. The next one is, name one book which has impacted or changed your life the most in the recent past.
Okay, I feel so. मेरे को ऐसा लगता है कि मैं बताऊंगी तो लोग क्या बोलेंगे, but I do not actually heed to what other people would say. कुछ भी सीखने के लिए जरूरी नहीं कि philosophical और ideological चीजें ही पढ़ी जाएं. The book or the series of book which I really have learned valuable stuff from is the Harry Potter series.
Wow.
Each and every character had so much depth and so much substance, be it the character of Albus Dumbledore. The person is known by the choices they make. Unka ye statement. Dusra, the character of Snape, who loved the love of her life till the end, did everything to protect her son. So these are the living legends. From the fictional legends, I would say, I have learned so much from them. So this entire really Harry Potter series is my go-to book. Whenever I'm stuck in life, I go back to reading those books again, and I get the answers of my questions.
I was talking to one of my friends some time back regarding this. He's also a Harry Potter fan. He has read all the Harry Potter books. So he was telling me that in the movie adaptation of Harry Potter, many plots are missing, which are in the book but not adapted into the movie. So he was telling me about how reading about Harry Potter improved his communication, improved his habit of reading. So it's really reading Harry Potter books very, very mesmerizing. You read one chapter, then you want to read other chapters, other paragraphs.
Exactly. It was like that. It was glued. Ki ek khatam kiya to dusra khatam kiya to teesra. I was like, I binge read the books like anything. I read them later in my life, not when they were released. I read them quite later, but it was like a binge reading for me.
This is a trick which someone can use to hook their kids or maybe their friends or maybe their loved ones to reading. Try with try with a fiction series and gradually move your way up to non-fiction, then maybe self-help, or then spirituality. So amazing you mentioned that. Okay, my next question to you.
Atisha, tell me, which is the one book which has inspired you?
Okay, so I'm reading a book. It's called Indistractable. So I every week I read a new book. So it's very difficult for me to mention one book, but I can mention about the latest one, as I mentioned, which I am reading, Indistractable by Nir Eyal. So this guy, his past book was a book named called Hooked. So he has, revealed all the secrets used by social media companies like Facebook, Google, Twitter, how they keep a user hooked to their platform, why you have the constant urge of refreshing your news feed. Yeah. He has written this amazing book Indistractable, some practical tools and applications which you can use to, make more time for your own stuff, make time for your own life. So that is one book which I have recently, finished reading. I recommend to everyone. We are living in an era full of distraction. We are constantly having those pings and pops on our phones, laptop, smartphone, and we really need to take control back to ourselves so we can have more time for the actual stuff we want to accomplish.
True, absolutely true. Great. I'll also read it now.
Wonderful. I mean, I will share the link with you.
Sure.
So my next question to you in the lightning round is, if you have to start your journey all over again, so what would be those 3 things that you would do differently this time?
I would start my public speaking journey early. The earlier, the better it is. It is said that people select their careers before reaching 15 years of age. It shows in the games they play. It shows in the decisions they make while choosing extracurricular activities in school. So I had selected this public speaking activity, which happened every Saturday, but I was so fearful that I chucked it out. I went into dancing. But now if I go back, if I get a time turner, I want to go back to the class, select the public speaking and start it early in my life, which I delayed. And if another thing I would say, what will I like to change is being confident in my own self. I was very conscious about how I was looking back in teenage. I was a disaster. I was mess of a person in terms of look because there was a lot of acne breakouts and I was low on self-esteem and self-confidence. So I will go back and change the thinking process of mine at that time. And when I was selecting my career, when I was starting my job, I would like to have more of a firm decision making, go back in time, take firm decisions again, and then make the journey a different one altogether.
Next question to you in the lightning round is, imagine that you're standing on the largest platform, largest stadium ever built in the history of mankind, and millions of people are waiting to hear you say the word. So what biggest lesson would you like to give to that million people sitting in the audience?
So I would like to tell everybody that you can be the original versions of yourself. So stop being the photocopies of others. When you select role models for yourself, don't limit to 1 or 2 persons. If you have a learner's mindset, you can learn many things from many people you meet in everyday life. So don't stick to 1 or 2 people, have the learner's mindset and learn every positive or good thing in the people you come across to. And then lastly, I would say, be comfortable in your own skin. The way you look, the way you are been blessed by the looks is nobody can replace you. You are the unique one that God has made. So be comfortable in your own skin. That would be my closing statement.
Before I ask you the final question, so what would be the best way for someone to get connected to you, to reach out to you?
Okay. You can find me by my own name, that is Lady Nikita Samtani, founder Ace Potential Unleashed. Search it on any social media platform, Google, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, or last wala is Instagram. My professional phone numbers are given over there. You can call me for any help. You can directly leave a message and I shall definitely revert to it. These are the best ways you can reach out to me.
And guys, I will
WhatsApp to help. Professional numbers has the WhatsApp attached to it. And I'm hooked to WhatsApp because all of my work is happening through WhatsApp. So WhatsApp is the easiest medium to get through me.
And guys, I will also tag all the social media profile links of Nikita to the video description or audio description, so you can reach out to her. So Nikita, my final question to you in this podcast is, what advice would you like to give to youngsters who are still confused about their careers or passion in life?
Careers are passions in life. Okay, everybody gets stuck in situations and in making decisions, correct? If you have the go-to person, then it's well and good, who can guide you in the proper direction. But most of the people do not have that go-to person. Similar was the case with me. I was not having any go-to person whom I can share my stuff with or who can guide me in my career choices. It was all learned through a hard way, as I said. So one thing I would like to say to everybody is, do not fear making decisions in life ever. Every decision you make will give you certain amount of experience, be it good or be it bad. You will win at times, you will lose at times, but always remember, if you win you can lead, if you fail you can guide. So there is a win-win situation in both the scenarios, in winning and in losing. So make your own decisions, fail in those decisions, learn the mistakes, get up and start walking again.
What a mantra to live by. Thanks a lot, Nikita, for being a guest on this podcast. I believe there are a lot of takeaways for our listeners in this show. Thanks a lot once again.
Thank you so much, Atisha. It was all my pleasure. Thank you for having me here.
Thanks a lot. And guys, if you like this conversation, make sure you subscribe to my Spotify and YouTube channel for more interesting conversations like this. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, everybody.